Yo guys, what is going on? Here's some BT16 gameplay playing probably the deck I'm the most excited about, or really the only thing I actually care about from set 16, which is going to be bugs, because I've been waiting kind of for a green to get another playable deck that's not just like Bloomlord Hydra, because as much as I like that deck, I just want a different playstyle. So bugs just basically you make your guys really gigantic, and then they're just like towers. Just make them unaffected. You have some redirects, some bot decking. So overall, pretty cool deck, and we're going to be going up against Magna armor here. Of course, this is with all the new set 16 support, so he's playing Ukos, he's playing the new Magna X, and yeah, I mean, not much to say about that. Another towers deck, and let's just see who can get their immune boss monster first, I guess. So we're just going to move out the Tento, which has a really sick start of main phase effect. Just by suspending any Digimon, you get to basically give an Insect plus 3k, and then, yeah, so just suspending the Vmon there, swinging over it, evoing into the Kabuterimon. We're 8k here, unaffected by all Digimon effects. And so, yeah, Tyrant, the kind of goal is to just go on up into your level 6, obviously, sit on a giant, beefy guy who can't be affected by Digimon effects, and then just hope your opponent doesn't have a Heaven's Judgment, I guess, because that is pretty much the biggest downside of this deck, is that in a meta where everyone's playing Magnamon and in theory everyone's playing Heaven's Judgment, you just can kind of shit on by that card. And so our opponent's just going to do a little bit of more setting up here, Vmon in the back, plus trainings. I'm going to go Mem Boost, thinking about the Mem Boost at least. But I was thinking here, well, I can go like Meta Life into the Tyrants, but I think it might be better to bait my opponent into attacking, because I know he can't clear it with just one memory. He'd have to go into like move out the Vmon training to Magna and then give me like 7 with a Heaven's Judgment, which I'm fine with him doing that. So if he wants to waste a Heaven's Judgment for the Meta Life, that's totally okay. But I kind of want to bait him to attacking so I can utilize this Grand Kuwaga Ace in my hand, and then just Evo on top of it with the TyranyKabuterimon, because Tyrant actually can Evo over other bug level 6s as long as they're not Tyrant itself. I forgot how exactly it's worded. It's like level 6 that has Insectoid that's 14 or lower, or 13 or lower play cost, basically. So we're going to see the Magnamon here only stripping one source. Our opponent's going to swing, baiting into our Grand Kuwagamon here, suspending the Davis, and then freezing the Magnamon there, at least for the unsuspend phase, and then deleting the Davis since it was suspended. And then our opponent does thankfully hit the Izzy in our security, so that's pretty nice. But the thing about Magnamon is that he can just go into the Magnamon X, the new secret rare, and then just being able to get that immunity. And then now that it's immune, it doesn't matter that I've effectively froze the stack, because then it just unsuspends anyways. So then now we've got to deal with the 15k blocker, so it's not like I can really swing into security or anything. At least not without that Super Shocker in my hand. So that is actually one reason why I like that card, because it just lets you beat over things. So we're going to go Tyrant for 2, and then Tyrants on Evolve play effect will play out any bug, but then it basically reduces the cost by 8. So you could definitely just play out the Meta Life here for free. That's kind of what the bread and butter play is. Just play out Meta Life, suspend something, give something 3k. So we're going to not suspend anything, give the Tyrant 3k here. So it is swinging for 17 into security. It's going to hit a Davis, and then the Davis does trigger, but I think, yeah, our opponent is going to play out a Vmon here to get the on play, of course. And of course the Magnamon, since a security card was removed, it gets to trigger its effect again since it's all turns, and then basically giving it itself another 3000 DP, and then gaining immunity again, which I guess that part doesn't really matter because it's still just the end of this turn. But now it is 18,000, and that gets a little bit difficult to deal with. I will say Tyrant is one of the few decks that can actually get into like ridiculous levels of DP. So we're going to go Tyrant number 2 here, and then go into a what I thought would be a Kokumon, but that thing's actually a machine. But the Blade Kabuterimon, or Kuwagamon, whatever, is a machine, but it's also an Insectoid. So we can play this, giving itself 3,000, making it 17, and then bot decking the Vmon. And so now we've got two 17,000 towers on the board. Our opponent will only be at 12 on his turn, so he can go ahead and swing security, or attempt to, but I do have the redirects from both the Meta Life and the Tyrant, so I'm feeling pretty good about everything. just because he can't trigger his immunity without swinging in security, and can't swing into security without me redirecting his attack, unless he has like a blinding rate, and in that case, like, alright, he's still 15, I'm still bigger than him. We're going to go ahead and see this Magnamon combined with the Vmon and the training boost, making it free, being able to strip sources. It's not affected any of the Tyrants, but of course he will be able to bounce the Blade Kuwagamon. But then the unfortunate thing is, like, yeah, in theory, this field is, like, really strong, but it just loses to a single Heaven's Judgment. Because, like, okay, my guy's 17, but he's got 3 colors on the board, so he can do minus 24, killing the Tyrant, leaving me with, 4 less memory because of the overflow. And yeah, it's just really unfortunate. So we're going to try to start from scratch, going into the Kokumon X here. And then now I can't really swing because... I guess I could. His guy's only a 12k blocker here. Yeah, because I don't think he triggered the immunity because he didn't swing into my security. Yeah, he just evolved and then passed turns with Heaven Judgment. So I could definitely swing with the Tyrant here. But then he would be able to trigger it again, so I wouldn't be able to swing with like the second stack. So I think the play here is just, yeah, buff my guy and trying to bottom deck this Magnamon to prevent another Magna X from coming out, and I think that's kind of the goal here. I definitely should have swung with the Tyrant. Maybe I thought like he was still immune. Oh no, I guess this is what I wanted to do. Oh, I wanted to get rid of the Magnamon X because it's not immune. If I swung security, it would trigger the immunity. So I wanted to just use the Tyrant's effect to suspend the Mega Kabuterimon, and now it is plus 3,000 from its effect, 3,000 from the level 4, plus 1k from the inherited, so plus 8k. So definitely big enough to bot deck the Magna X, and then now it just forces him to have another one, which, I mean, they do play 4 and the deck's fairly consistent, but I think that was my best out at that time. So he's going to go ahead and swing Uko. I'm going to go ahead and redirect it just to avoid any aggro here, being able to use the Meta Life, and then I still have the redirect from the Izzy as well, so if he does swing with the Magnamon, I can redirect that as well. So that's exactly what we're going to do, because then now I'm thinking like, okay, I wanted to check his trash, because if he's got the old Magnamon, maybe he could get bigger than one of my guys by boosting it via its effect. But I went ahead and let that effect go through. I think in retrospect I should have used the Izzy, but I guess it didn't matter because it died anyways. And so if he has another Magna plus Magna X, which he does have the Magna here, so we're going to go ahead and Digivolve that, and then gaining the plus 2,000 for each armor form in his trash. So I think it's sitting at like 11k right now. Still not bigger than my Mega Kabuterimon, so I could definitely still redirect if he does decide to swing again. And then we're going to see Uko for 1 in the back, and then Magnamon is going to swing. So yeah, I'm going to use the Izzy in this case to redirect into the Mega Kabuterimon. And then he's left with the Vmon, and I feel like I'm in a pretty good spot at this point in the game. We just need to not hit like a Heaven's Judgment security or anything, and he's just going to pass the turn with Magnamon. So we're going to go ahead and start our turn, and then I think we can set up another double Tyrant here. I think the play is just to like swing into Tyrant. We've got a lot of options in our hand. I kind of want to like play at some training boosts and stuff. We're just going to swing security. Hitting a Heaven's Judgment is super unfortunate. I think I could have played that a little bit safer, because I think this is what like spiraled the game out of control. What I probably should have done is, because I had the egg there, I could have just like swung into the like evolve Tyrant, and then the egg end of turn swing into the Magnamon, and then like the Magnamon dies, and then I guess no, because I guess I wouldn't use the other effect to bottom deck it, but I would still have both my stacks. I don't know. But I probably should have just like done the safer play, not swung, and then just like had 2 14k bodies, because if that's the case, I hit Heaven's Judgment, neither of them die, and then he's left with a Vmon on field. So it's like, okay, now he has to have another Magna on plus the Magna X to be able to do anything, and I still have 2 bodies on field. So that probably would have been much better, but I mean, yeah, so it's just unfortunate. I'm going to go ahead and redirect into the Tyrant here. When he swings with the Magnamon, he's going to play out the Vmon once again, and then getting that extra draw from the Magnamon effect. And then this Vmon, man, this Vmon is so good. It's just like a free memory, basically, in this deck. It's just like anytime you would evolve into Magna or anything like that, you just get a free memory. And I think, yeah, since it was a new Vmon and he didn't evolve, he should have just evolved for 2 in that case. So I should be at 1 less memory here. I'm just now seeing that. But yeah, so instead of 7, I should probably be at, yeah, it should be at 6. So we're just going to go ahead and start evoing again, giving ourselves plus 3,000 with the Mega Kabuterimon. And then the thing here is, like, I don't have a way to suspend one of his guys, except I can use the Super Shocker. So I think here I should have used Super Shocker to suspend, like, the Magnamon or the Ukamon, and then end of turn being able to swing over. Yeah, I wasn't thinking here, because then I was like, oh, like, I can use this to bot deck the Magnamon because I'm using the level 4 to boost itself to 7k. But then I was like, well, I could have just, like, suspended it and attacked into it with the Super Shocker there. So that was definitely a misplay on my part. Just keeping track of, like, all these, like, end of turn effects and stuff is a little bit confusing, but right here I was like, okay, well, let's just do that, and, like, let's say if I use the Super Shocker and then I swing into it, and then you get the same result, but then I guess I could have bot decked something else as well. I don't know. I think it's still kind of cooked for me, just because, like, we'll see. Well, because of this, he searches the Magnamon. We'll see a Magnamon X come down real soon. So he's gonna go Magnamon onto the Vmon. And then going to go Golden Knight to Digivolve into a Magna X for basically just 3. And then now he's got Lethal on board because it's effectively 4 swings here. I've got 2 security and a block. So unless I hit another Izzy, and unfortunately I didn't see a Mega Kabuterimon Ace in my hand would have been nice. But yeah, I definitely misplayed that one. So at the end there, I should have used the Super Shocker to, like, suspend the Magna, and then attack, and then use the effect to bottom deck, like the Uko or the other Vmon. And then instead of 3 bodies, he'd only have 2. So I think I would have probably lived the turn, and I don't think he could attack over the Tyrant, because he would have been 15 instead of 18. Because at this point now he's 18, and then he can just swing over my guy. And so we're gonna see what happens, and you know, do some shenanigans and see if he hits anything. But now he's gonna swing into security. He procced another effect of the Magnamon, making it 18. Swing over my guy who's 17. And then yeah, it's looking pretty cooked. He's just gonna go Davis into Vmon, not killing me, but putting me on effectively 0 cards. Because then he's gonna grab a Magnamon, and then I think here we're gonna see the starter deck Magna to bounce to level 4. So yeah, so there's just no hope. That's going to be GG's, guys. So apologize for the misplays, but hopefully you guys enjoyed, and thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.